Alright, got a bunch of people telling me this car is supposed to be burning oil. So I'm at about 5,000 miles on this oil, 15,000 miles total. About to do the oil change right now, just letting it heat up though, because we're gonna check the dipstick and see if this car is actually burning oil. Alright, so while we let it warm up, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the cabin filter. So to do that, in the glove box, you can't see it without the flash, hold up. Alright, so in the glove box, you got these 3 clips right here. All you're gonna do is unclip those, and then the cabin filter is right back there. Alright, so finally got it unclipped, and you can just put that off to the side. Then from there on the filter itself, you just pinch right there in the middle, and it slides right out. Alright, I don't know what's going on. I know in the video you can't tell because I'm like skipping through, but all of this is taking me entirely too long. My fingers hurt, but yeah, it's getting pretty dirty. And mind you, this is after I knocked it out a few weeks ago because I saw just how much dirt was caught in it. Like I said, car's at 14,900 something miles. Or actually, I could show 14,900 whatever, because I can't see. Anyway, gonna get the new one thrown in there, and then we will check the oil. Okay, so I got the professionals here gonna check my oil to see, is this thing actually burning oil like everyone says it is. It's been sitting for like 5-10 minutes now though, after I turned it off, because you'd have to let it drip back to the bottom of the pan. And the verdict is, wait, not in focus. Come on, phone. Anyway, if you can't see that, it's not burning any oil. It's at the perfect level. Alright, so underneath the car now, we're facing the front of the vehicle. It's on the passenger side. Got this little panel you have to remove, but it is not this front one. But oil filter's right there, drain plug. Just gonna get that drained. Got a new filter. Gonna prime that before we put it in. And hopefully we don't make a mess all over ourselves. Alright, got the oil filter removed. I use Mobile One M1-108A, in case you're wondering. You should probably use OEM, but I've used these filters for several years now without an issue, so that's what I'm going with. As for the drain plug, you can use a 17 mil or a 11/16. I just tried both. They fit exactly the same, but gonna get this off and get it draining. So I may or may not have just kind of squirted oil all over myself, but we're not going to talk about that. On your drain plug, you are going to have, if I can pick it up here, this little washer that you can barely see on camera, but there's a little washer. It's very important to change that with every oil change. Of course, I'm an idiot. I have a whole bag of them at home, forgot them, so my car is probably going to leak oil, and I'll probably have to change the oil again next week, but oh well, I've already drained it. All right, so got it buttoned back up here. About to go started. I probably should have left this off so that I could check for leaks in just a second. But anyway, in case you were wondering how low the cork sport springs are, I am like on the grate or whatever you would call this thing. Yeah, I'm right on it. The car itself is okay, but this little plastic piece is definitely touching. Alright, so these cars take 5.1 quarts of oil when you change the filter. I put some of this one in the filter already just to get it primed up. So I'm going to dump all of this in there, then I'll start it up, let it run, then check it and go from there. Alright, so now what I've always done before I start it up the first time, I'm going to go left foot on the brake, right foot to the floor, all the way to the kick down on the gas. Let it turn over a couple times, then foot off the gas. Let it start up. We're gonna let it run for about 30 seconds, a minute, then I'll shut it off and go check the oil. Alright, so total I ended up using about that much of a quart, however much that is, and we are perfect. Alright, and just want to mention here while I remember how to reset this oil light, I'm not saying that none of the cars burn oil. Yes, I know that some of the cars are consuming oil or whatever they're doing with the oil, but keep in mind that no one goes on the forums to talk about, hey, my car doesn't burn oil, my car doesn't rattle or anything like that. The only people that are posting about it are the people that are having the issues. And there's a lot of us that are having no issues at all. I mean, like I said, I've beat on this car pretty good, and I still have not had it burn oil or anything like that. So I'd say the car is pretty reliable for me so far. I'll get more into that on the drive home. But yeah, just wanted to throw that in there before I forget that I'm not saying that people are lying or that the cars don't burn oil. Some of them definitely do, but mine does not. And we are at 15,000 miles exactly. In case you can't tell, it is a different day. It's actually 2 days later. Just wanted to say a couple things before I wrap it up. So yes, this car is not having the oil consumption issue that some of the others are experiencing. Keep in mind when you look on the forums, people that are having issues, they're the only ones that are going to be posting. I mean, you're not going to have people jumping out and saying, hey, my car doesn't burn oil, because I mean, nobody's going to do that. You don't really expect that. But if you are having the oil consumption issue, I mean, just keep an eye on it. I mean, it's until you're having an issue where like every week you're going through a quart of oil. I mean, I don't think it's much to be worried about. A lot of cars burn oil. Not to say that it should be a normal thing, but a lot of cars burn oil, and I think some people are kind of making it seem a little bit worse than it is. I'm sure it is frustrating to have a brand new car and it's having an oil consumption issue, but still, I think the issue could be a lot worse. I mean, if your transmission is going out, if the engine blows up or something at 2,000 miles, then sure, feel free to complain and everything like that. But it's burning a little bit of oil. It seems to be burning from what I've seen up to like a quart within like 2,000 miles. I don't know. Not to say that it's not an issue, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. A lot of cars do burn oil. Other than that, my car is not having that issue, thankfully, knock on wood. Nor is it having any creaks or rattles or anything like some of the other cars are having. This car seems to be holding up pretty solid for me. And I've put it through a lot. I drive this car pretty hard, 15,000 hard miles. As you can kind of see, that's my fuel economy. That's actually higher than what I usually get. So I do beat on the car pretty good. The car has been through a lot. I accidentally drove it into a sinkhole a while back. I've had the JB4 on it for about 5,000 miles now. It's been lowered for a few thousand miles now. So yeah, don't think that just because a few people are having issues that you're definitely going to have issues with your car. If you are having issues, I'm sorry. I do hope that it gets better. I hope that Mazda comes out and fixes all of your issues. But if you're looking into buying one of these cars and you're concerned, I would say don't be. I used to work for Mazda, and they really don't have that many issues. Of course, there's a few bad apples out there. Obviously, it's a man-made object. You're going to have issues at some point with some of them. They're not going to all be perfect. But car's doing great for me. As for the future of this car, I honestly have no idea. I'll probably be switching to the Burger Motorsports intake with their turbo inlet. Depends on what Cork Sport does with their turbo inlet, I should say. Exhaust, I would like to do a custom exhaust on it, full straight pipe, 3-inch all the way back, but I don't know. Also might trade it in for a Camaro. We shall see. I will keep you updated. If you haven't already, follow my Instagram at _3 turbo _. I post on there a lot more often than on here, and you'll see what I'm up to sooner than you will on YouTube. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below, and I do reply to almost every comment.